This is part 2 of deep work written by Newport. During part 1, we reviewed how deep work maximizes the work you are able to complete, and during part 2, we will discuss how to apply deep work to your school life. Before you start deep work, realize that deep work is hard and takes some effort to get going. But it's not meant to be a bore. It's the intense kind of concentration you only get when you're super into something. Kind of your first encounter as a test of your attention, self-control, and exploratory abilities. You'll probably learn something unexpected about yourself along the way. When you're trying it out, find an undisturbed space, block out time in your calendar. Turn off your phone, put your headphones on, and let people know you're not to be disturbed. Do everything to make sure you have your own undivided attention. But be realistic. Whilst Newport suggests deep work means roughly 90-minute stretches uninterrupted time, you may not get there immediately. Yet with time and effort, you'll get there eventually. Here's a quick guide to help you. Understand how you work. Choose one of the death philosophies which best suits the way you work. Monastic. Remove all distractions on a permanent basis. No phone communication, no email. Bimodal. Divide your time between deep and shallow stretches, concentrated over days or weeks at a time. Rhythmic. Make deep work a regular habit by scheduling a few hours of it into your daily life. Journalistic. Switch to deep work whenever free time presents itself. The rhythmic philosophy is probably the most realistic option, especially for getting started. Plan your time. Decide what you want to prioritize and block off time working deeply to achieve that. It's a good idea to think about what time of day you are most productive and focused, and save that for your deep thinking. Don't agree to any commitments during this protected period. Decide what you want to achieve. Ask what you want to achieve by the end of your deep work session and commit to it. Our brains love having a set goal they can focus all their resources on. The more challenging, the more rewarding, and you might identify where your workflow could be improved. Establish rituals. You can't rely on the force of your willpower alone. It's fleeting and mood-driven. So, create structured habits and rituals to sustain your deep thinking. Decide where you'll work and for how long. Gather everything you'll need to do that work. Remove distractions and catch yourself if you find your attention drifting. Become unavailable. All communication outside your deep working space can wait until you're done. You need to be ruthless to make sure all your attention is focused on your set task. Log out of email, mute your social apps, and turn off your phone if you can. Train yourself to acknowledge and resist your distractive tendencies. Setting up rules on where social media fits into your life is a big one here. You might want to try going without it for a week to see if you can actually miss out on anything, or if your absence was even noticed. Know when you'll stop, and actually stop. The motivation to do deep work only works if you have clearly defined parameters. You need to agree with yourself when to stop and honor that promise. Always ensure you end deep work in a comfortable place so there's no friction or confusion when you pick up where you left off. Assess how you did. Did you achieve what you promised yourself you would? Track how you spend your time and keep a score of how many deep work hours you've spent to create a sense of progress. Enrich your downtime. Long stretches of intense concentration should be balanced with quality rest. Make an effort to get more from your downtime, opting for quality, engaging experiences over mindless web browsing. The more you cut this low-value habit out of your free time, the more you'll see it as a distraction rather than a reward. You're ready to start your first deep work experiment. Remember, this is all about making your time accountable. Be intentional with what you do and be aware of how you spend it.